Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Everything Happens for a Reason podcast. So I have Joe here with me today. Say hello.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Of course, and I'm sure a lot of you will already know who he is. You've definitely seen him on my socials, but he's basically the guy behind my videos, my content. Absolute lifesaver. But the reason I have Joe on here today is just to talk a little bit about how, well, first of all, you moved out here, you got to the position that you're in, because, yeah, you're still a baby, aren't you?
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
He's only 21, living in Dubai, running his own business. You have people working for you.
Yeah,
Very, very impressive, just to throw that out there. But
appreciate it.
introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yep, so I'm Joe. I come from a little town in Ireland. And what we do and what I do is I run the leading videography business for fitness coaches for educational content out here. And as you said, like now at a point where we have a team. So I've got a team of 3 at the moment, well 4 if you include myself. And yeah, I've been out here in Dubai now 2 years, just over 2 years. Moved just before I turned 19, so I moved at 18.
Amazing. And what made you make the move to Dubai? Why here?
I think the same reason for everyone, but for me, I didn't have a great life back at home. At the time, to be honest with you, it was when I was coming out of school, I was in a very bad and toxic relationship. I had some family issues going on, and I just had no direction on what I was going to do at all. So it was a bit of a stressful time. Like it was kind of like, what am I going to do? Like I always knew that there was something in me that was to do better for myself, because I got to a point where I was working in a bar doing weddings and stuff like that. I was working till 3 or 4 a.m. and it was horrible. Like it was just, do you know when you're on a cheap wage and you're working for a company or you're working in there, like you're being thrown in there to do random stuff.
There's no passion.
There's no passion. Like you're just kind of thrown in there. Now obviously it was just, for me, it was just going to get money and stuff like that. So yeah, I just, to be honest with you, I was at a position where I just had no direction. I kind of took whatever opportunity came to me, and obviously this came to me. It started with Troy J Fitness, for anyone who doesn't know who Troy is.
Shout out to Troy.
Yeah. But it literally just all started from me recording him on his phone.
Yeah.
And it just kind of, as me and Troy were best friends, obviously, previous to this. And he just asked me for a favour, because he was recording content at the time, because he only had his online coaching, but he was really trying to do a lot of content himself. And at the time, he was recording himself as well. So just as a mate, he was kind of like, here, do you mind just like helping me out with it? It'd be a great help. So I was like, yeah, why not? Like, because we were just friends and we were always hanging around with each other anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, grand, I'll help you out with it. And actually, it's funny enough, it started off with me recording on his phone, but he would like buy me a chicken wrap as a...
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so it wasn't like I was getting paid or anything like that. So it was kind of like, right, I was helping him as a mate while I was trying to figure out whatever else was going on. And to be fair to him, like he helped me out with so much. He even tried to give me a different job of like doing calls from and stuff like that. Like he was just finding a way to try help me out of the rut that I was in. Because as I said, like I was just in such a rut. Like I was even out of shape. I was like, I didn't know anything about training. So obviously Troy was a personal trainer, fitness coach, so he helped me there as well. And just like, to be fair, I just turned my life around from that point, really.
Yeah, and that's amazing. Like whenever you come across people like that who are willing to help, and it's like we had the conversation earlier, especially from back home, you don't get a lot out here. It's like everybody's willing to help, or like have the conversations like, what did you do in this situation, you know, or whatever. Back home, people just don't want to see you succeed. Like,
no, not at all. Like that's a good point from here. Like everyone I talk to, so helpful, so positive, they'll do anything to help you. Where at home, especially when I left my job, so Troy was the one who offered me, he said, I'll pay you. I started off at €1,000. He's like, I'll pay you €1,000 to come work for me for a month. And I remember the day he said it to me, he was in a coffee shop, and he was just like, if I paid you this, would you work for me full time? And I was like, yeah, fuck it. I literally rang the boss. I was like, not coming in today.
stop.
Because I was literally supposed to go in that day, and I rang him. I was like, nah, I'm not coming in. Not a chance.
Yeah.
So then from there, obviously, family was like, what are you doing? Yeah. It still even took them, even to this day, my dad sometimes asks me, he's like, what do you do? Like, how does it work? And I'm like, oh, I'm not repeating myself again. Like, but it took them a while to really understand, and kind of, because obviously they're being protective as well.
Of course, it's because they care about you.
It was a bit crazy, kind of me turning around at 18 years old going, yeah, by the way, I'm doing this for my mate to get paid. And by the way, I'm going to Dubai. It was pretty quick,
Yeah.
like happening. So they were just like, what do you mean you're going to Dubai? I was like, yeah, well, there's nothing really here for me. Like, I want to go to Dubai. So
That's how I ended up here.
Yeah, that's how we ended up here.
I love that. I love that. And that's the thing, like, I think back home it's that sort of mentality as well of like your parents probably expected you. Did you go to uni? I'm assuming not. No.
No.
Like to go to university to sort of like climb the ladder to get to the next step, to get into a job, like whether it's doctors, lawyers, do you know what I mean? That's known for making good money. Like I feel like back home it's very hard to look at, you know, oh, he makes videos. Surely you can't.
Yeah, it's funny as well because obviously when I got into this, I didn't like it.
Really?
Well, like when we look at a videographer, a photographer, I always think of like a creepy perv or just a random guy just taking photos and stuff like that. So to me, it wasn't cool because with me growing up, all I did was play football. So me, like everything was built around my dad as well. I was like, you're gonna become a professional footballer.
Okay.
That was obviously, it's cool. Like imagine being a professional footballer. So it was like kind of like, hold on, I'm going around holding the camera for someone. It's a bit like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's not even really cool. But obviously I didn't see the vision and the opportunities that came with it. And then it wasn't until a couple of months in, we actually came to Dubai on a holiday before we left Ireland fully. And I remember I got my like second client. I started working on him. He's from Dublin, Josh Murray. Big shout out, Josh Murray. Absolutely love him.
Everyone's getting shout outs on my podcast today.
But then I started to see the vision. I was like, right, okay, like this is kind of cool actually, and it helps people as well.
Yeah.
The big thing of our service is making your lives easier.
100%.
So that's the main thing. Now, obviously, the great thing is that we work in the fitness niche. So when a fitness coach comes to us, we're working with 20 other fitness coaches. So we're seeing what's working for people, and we get told a lot of stuff. We see what scripts are working for people. So it's just, if you're someone who's a fitness coach, like why don't you go to a videographer that knows fitness?
Oh, 100%. That's the thing. I think there's too many videographers out there that don't have a niche. And they're like, I film everything and anything. And one day they're in a coffee shop filming that. Next day they're filming a brand. The next day they're promoting like or doing online coaches or whatever. Like one thing that I always say about you is like, I'm like, okay, this is my script. And you're like, no, do this instead.
Yeah.
And I really value that. Do you know what I mean? Because I know that's going to do well because you know that's going to do well. And maybe I'm just being delusional and trust.
No, but sure, even if you look at the results on my page, like I'm in the middle of now, I'm actually going to post it tonight of the new pin post. Like because now you can have 20 slides.
Okay.
We have 20 results.
Yeah.
People who are doing so well. Like it's so obvious that the content works. And it's mad seeing fitness coaches who kind of try to avoid that content or still don't fully understand it. But as you said there, like other videographers don't know because realistically, other videographers are just there holding the camera. Now there's a lot of skilled videographers out here who are really good, who are actually in the fitness niche as well, but they do more cinematic content. And they're a great videographer, but for you fitness coaches, that cinematic content isn't what's going to go viral, isn't what's going to bring in the leads and ultimately like get you guys more money.
100%. And that's why we film content. That's why we have an online presence, is to get leads to come through, to give value, so eventually they turn into leads and then turn into clients. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing, like the cinematic looks good.
Looks really cool. And even for your promotional video, we did cinematic.
Yeah.
And it looked cool.
Of course.
But realistically, to be fair, I don't even think that even got more views than your normal standard like ones at home that we did together. But that's what I mean. Like, so it's like, I'd always say to people, those videos are so sick, and I'd never discredit another videographer. Like, their work is so good, but it's not what you guys need.
100%. It just looks good, but that, like, somebody scrolling through that's a potential client or somebody that's going to reach out. They're not going to reach out because of that video. They're going to reach out because of the video of me talking about fucking Nutella and avocado.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because there's so much going on in that video, it takes away. You've got the loud music. Like, I remember seeing some videos, you can barely hear the person talking. It's more motivational. So you're kind of hitting a certain niche as such as with that. So it's not your average person or even a busy businessman. It's not going to turn around and go like, okay, that's great.
There's no value.
There's no value in it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So and that's how we've done so well, and that's how we're still growing as a company, is because the content that we do for people is the content that works.
Yeah, 100%. And did you always, obviously, well, you started working with Troy, but did you always have that as your niche in terms of like the fitness industry, or did you try different avenues as well?
I did. I've done the fitness stuff. So when we were in Ireland, I worked with some of the fitness creators there at the time. Did a bit of work for them as well. So it was literally just fitness. I only did 1 or 2 videos outside of fitness. I like did a barber edit for someone like that. It was literally just to get money in and just fucking get some work in and get some experience. But yeah, I remember actually I got my second client, again, Josh, in Ireland. He was my second client. So then I had 2 fitness clients, and it was kind of something that I was comfortable with and I was getting to understand. So I was kind of happy keeping it with that niche. Then when I moved to Dubai, I had nothing, no clients. I had Troy, obviously, that was it. So I had to go and find more clients. And Troy was in contact with a few people because his page was pretty big at the time. So we actually ended up going to a beach club, met some people there, and ended up getting a client from it. So what's cool about that as well is we didn't really actually expect for me to pay rent in the first month. Troy was kind of doing me a favor. He was kind of like, right, look, I'll look after everything until you get sorted and you get up and going. So obviously I was grateful for that, but I was like, right, now I need to fucking...
Yeah, if you want to survive out here, you're not going to rely on him, and there's only so long he's going to...
Exactly, and I wasn't really expecting to rely on me. Obviously, of course, it was like that safety net. I was like, okay, if the first month doesn't go too well, but that first month came. I think I actually had 3 clients that month. There was another guy as well, so I ended up being able to pay for rent and stuff like that. And from literally that month on, I was paying. And it was that summer, because we moved over in the summer. Obviously, summer was very quiet over here, but I had 2 or 3 clients, so everything was cool. And then after that summer, obviously after doing a good job for everyone, then more people came along. And what I want to actually touch on as well, what I should say is, when we talk about other videographers as well, there's no other videographer that has the same service and the turnover time that we have.
110%.
And that's where we separate from people.
Yeah.
Like one, we have the quality. 2, we have the stuff that actually works for fitness coaches. And 3, you get videos back within like 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. And it's mad. Like, every time I say that to people, they're like,
Really?
really? Like, I was waiting 2 or 3 weeks for like 2 videos. And I'm like, how is that even possible? So obviously the way that they've built their business, but they're not even really a business. They're a freelancer. They're working for themselves. They've only got themselves. They're just trying to take on as much work as possible to get as much money as possible. Where I built it where it was like, okay, how do I make this as easy as possible for me, and obviously separate myself and give a good service. So like, even when I got to a point, I was on my own completely until I had 7 clients. And the way I worked it was, I'd shoot in the morning and then I'd spend the whole day editing. Yeah. And then I was able to get the videos back over to them the next day. Because one thing that I just hated was having work waiting there. Like, I could never have work waiting there. There's nothing worse when you're like, okay, now stuff needs to be done. You always have a clear mind when stuff's done. So I never let anything build up. And it was always just, right, get it over as quick as you can, get it over as quick as you can. Because there was so much competition here. Like
100%.
There was like 2 videographers that were used by everyone. I was like, how the fuck am I going to get around this? And we did.
You did. Absolutely. And 100%. You're like, and I think that's such a good quality to have as well, because like you said, like anybody, and I've worked with maybe 5-6 different videographers just in Ireland. No one else here. I'm staying loyal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but mainly in Ireland, like with my group shoots and stuff like that, everybody's sort of like 2 weeks is fast. Do you know what I mean? Whereas with you, it's like, I film with you on a Wednesday. I can plan my content from Friday, Saturday onwards, because I know I'll have my content back. And I think that's so important, because imagine like filming the type of content that we film and then waiting 3 weeks for that. The trends, everything's going to be gone. Do you know what I mean?
That was the whole way, and that's the whole business model. The way we have it is, okay, fitness coaches and how to help them and how to help them scale their business. Now, we don't like do scripts or anything like that for people, but we provide a service that makes life so much easier for you, and that's why you see the ROI on it.
Yeah.
As you just said there, you get your content back to Friday, you can have a plan for the week. That's the point. Like, for you to go viral, and what we've seen that works with our clients is literally just the consistency. Posting every single day. Like, how are you supposed to go in, do a bunch of reels, wait 2 weeks for to get them back? Like, you're going to be all over the place.
100%. Like, you still have to cover, you always have to be almost like 2-3 weeks ahead of yourself, and like, that is not essentially what you're getting somebody else to film your content for. Don't get me wrong, if it's like promotional content, yeah, whatever, you don't have to post that immediately. But I feel like with, like, remember that time around Easter? Do you know what I mean? I was like, I have like 3 or 4 Easter videos that I want to do. Easter's on Sunday, this was like Monday, and I was like, it's not too late for me to film this, because I know I'll have it midweek to post Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Exactly. It's just so you can be planned.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse when you're even sitting there and you've no content, because realistically we know how important content is now. And now it's saturated. There's every fitness coach in the world is doing content, and everyone's kind of doing the same content. A big ick for me is when people turn around and say, I don't want to be like every other fitness coach.
You have to be. If you don't want to be like everybody else, you are not going to succeed in this like field.
Like, there's being like everyone else, but you're not like everyone else. You're your own person.
Yeah.
So even though you're a fitness coach and you'll probably do similar videos, like, you're not copying anyone. You have to remember as well, fitness coaches all follow fitness coaches. Like, all your clients, they don't follow every single fitness coach. They're not seeing all these mad videos. So like, it's for you, it's how you separate yourself is by being you.
100%. Show personality. And that, like, the thing is, online, all coaches speak about the exact same thing. There's only so many ways that you...
Like what are you supposed to talk about? Your fitness?
Exactly.
There's training and nutrition, that's it.
Literally, like there's only so many different ways you can describe a calorie deficit. Do you know what I mean? We all say the same thing in terms of that, but it's your personality that brings it across.
It's the personality and the creativity.
Yeah.
So when you look at someone like, for example, Tommy McLeavy, he's so funny, and everyone who watches his videos, like he's there saying he's gonna fuck your mom. You know what I mean? And you're just kind of like, what was going on? But you're just watching the whole video, and you realize you know how to do a lat pull down and stuff like that. It's just so good and entertaining, and that's obviously why he's gone so viral and he's done so well with it. But what a lot of people do is, and the thing is, they don't take content seriously enough.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a chore. So it's kind of like, oh, I have to do content. I'm going to try to do this the easiest way possible. But when you look at any big coach in the game, especially when it comes to their content, how planned it is. You're planning everything, like you're planning your hooks.
Yeah.
Make sure you've got the right hook. You're planning the location of it. For an example, we have a client who does the one gym at the moment because all the content from there is performing well.
Yeah.
So it's like these little things that people aren't realizing, and it's the same with every aspect of business. You have to be so on it. So if you're someone who's like doing content randomly, not really planning it, you're never going to get anywhere.
100%.
Really have to just be like, right, I'm all in, and that's how you're going to separate yourself. You're going to get your personality out there. You're going to try more videos. You're going to see what works.
Yeah.
And you're going to get creative, and you're going to test.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's all it comes down to, isn't it? It's like it'll take one video to blow up and then everything changes from there.
One video, and we have some clients as well. Like we had one guy, 92,000 followers from one video.
Mental.
It's literally, and then another guy we work with as well, he had one video that got him like 100k followers, 200k followers. Like it's just crazy. Like you're just one video away from blowing up. So that's why I always say to people, when people are saying to me they're only posting 2 or 3 times a week, I'm kind of like, why?
Yeah.
Like why? Like if you compare yourself to someone who's posting every day, who's got more of a chance of blowing up? Like when you're talking about separating yourself from other fitness coaches, but yeah, you're only putting half the work in. Like you're never going to separate yourself.
Yeah. No, 100%. And that's the thing. Like one thing about social media is like consistency wins the race every time. And
this is the main thing, 100%.
Yeah. Like you can go viral, even with not going viral. Like if you're only showing up like as a coach, say, because like clients, not even clients, like people will follow 50 different coaches to get the same sort of advice. But who are they more likely to go for? The one they see on their page every single day that's constantly active, or the one that pops up whenever they feel like it? Like they build more trust by seeing your face more. Like, and for coaches, that is what our brand is. It's our face. It's our personality.
That's a big thing I would say as well, is virality, or being viral isn't everything, of course. And what I always say the main part of education is for your Instagram to be like this big funnel. When people come onto it, they just see a shitload of videos. Again, as you said, building that trust. There's just so much education there, and that gives them the reason to follow.
Yeah.
They like you, and okay, and then in the future, these are going to be a potential lead. But like if you're someone who's, it's just free advertisement. Like it's so obvious that you should be doing that.
Yeah, our social media is our CV. That's what it is.
So when they come on, they see all the testimonials, they see you're full of education, and that's where bringing your personality in obviously helps a lot. Because what I say to some people as well is like when they're struggling with their content, it's like, okay, is this really you? And it's not. Like I say to people, like, can I ask you, like, do you smile outside of content?
You ask me this all the time.
Like, are you, when you're with your friends, like, do you smile, do you have a bit of a laugh? Like, you're not you, so how are you expecting people to like you and to follow you? Like, these want to be your clients. So, like, clients want to have that crack with someone. Like, if I was getting a Loom video, or I was with a coach, like, if I can have a laugh, I'm going to get along with
100%. Like, that is how you build trust. Like, even in coaching with, like, even put it this way, if it wasn't for your personality and you were amazing at what you do, I probably wouldn't have continued working with you. But I know that we bounce off each other. Do you know what I mean? Like,
exactly, you get along with someone.
In any industry, that makes the world a difference. Like, 2 people could be doing the exact same thing. The one with the personality that you can have a laugh with, that actually like doesn't take everything too fucking serious, is the one you're going to end up going with.
Yeah, makes you comfortable.
Yeah.
Like it's the same with everything as you just said there. So it's like a big thing for people is they just need to really look at content and say, okay, this is what's going to help me grow my business. I need to take it more seriously.
100%. And what do you see for Joe's provisional... I can't even pronounce.
Joe's Provisionals.
In the next 5 years?
Next 5 years, to be honest with you, I see us just growing hugely. Fitness coaching is becoming so big everywhere. Like I'm hoping maybe have a videographer in Spain, have a videographer in the UK. Just a huge company of just videographers and providing fitness content.
Is that your goal? Like you want to scale the business itself?
Yeah, to be honest, like from a business point on what we do. So obviously now I have Brian Evan, who's our head videographer, and it was like, it took me 2 years to start providing quality and having really good videos. Like the quality we have now is amazing, especially compared to 2 years ago. But now I'm able to bring someone in and teach them in such a quick time frame. Like it's now helping more coaches in other parts of the world as well. Like even now we brought on editing services. Like beforehand we were too busy to have editing on the side of editing and film.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it as a deal, but now we're doing that to help more people, because obviously the editing, it's just a service where your times get given back.
Of course.
And that's the main thing for you, is getting your time back, because like who wants to be sitting there doing your own videos and editing as well? Like you have more important stuff to be doing. Like you've got check-ins days, you've got calls days, and you've got your own life to live.
Yeah.
You've got whatever you need to do, especially like DM outreach. There's so much to do, but you can't let content get neglected.
100%, absolutely. And I said this to you the other day, like I loved doing my own content. Like I used to love it, and it's something I used to look forward to, but it's because I wasn't as busy as I am now. Do you know what I mean? Like I had the time to sort of be able to do it myself, and then I came out here in September, booked you in. After that day, I've done like 5 bits of content myself. Like the odd recipe I film or the odd video I throw together, but it'll not actually be a video that I film. It's like more stuff that's going viral that I can just put together. Do you know what I mean? It makes the world a difference.
It's very hard to go back.
100%. And that's the thing, like in an hour we do 10 reels. That 10 reels would take me 2 weeks to do by myself. Do you know what I mean? Never mind edit it, make sure it looks cinematic, fucking clean my camera lens because it's actually disgusting.
How many times have you made mistakes? Like I hear this from a lot of people, is they haven't had their mics turned on, the filming hasn't worked. Like it just constantly goes wrong.
You leave it too late in the day, it's too dark, it doesn't look good. Like,
and a big thing for you is making that investment, even to having us. It's like, okay, I have to do this work now. I have to do it. You've got a day planned in the schedule. You know when you're doing it. It forces you to do it as well.
100%. It's accountability as well. Do you know what I mean? And I know it's coming because like usually throughout like the month or whatever, if I have a content idea, I'll write it down, just like note it down or whatever. And then I'm like, okay, I'm booked in with Joe on Wednesday. I'll know to script everything and have everything laid out. Whereas if it wasn't me actually being booked in with you and having that accountability, I might do it next week and then I'll forget about it.
That's what happens. So you'll push it forward and forward, and
until I don't do it.
Exactly, and then your content's completely neglected. Next minute you're a month through, you're like, shit, I posted twice this month. Like it's for you. Content's important. You need to get it done.
Yeah.
And even on that with the scripts and stuff like that, we were able to sit down. Like you can now focus on more of the important part. Is actually the structure of the video, how to bring your personality across. Like it's impossible to, and what people get stuck doing is doing a video just off the cuff. So for example, today you're kind of like, oh, I haven't posted in a while, I have a bit of time, I'm gonna try to script a video and stuff like that, and then I'm gonna film and edit myself. Like you're just wasting so much time and you're not really putting the effort in. Where if you have where you use us for example, all you have now to do is just script content. So you can spend an hour a day. That's like 7-8 hours a week of just planning content. Like how much better your content's gonna be from doing that?
100%. And do you think 18-year-old Joe would like imagine himself where he is now?
No, not a chance. I remember literally saying I'd be so comfortable, I'd be so happy making 3, 4, 5k. I was even saying this, I was like, there's no way I could even make that. That would be insane. And now I'm like, no.
You don't have to say where you're at.
Yeah, I know, but now I'm like, I couldn't go back to that. Like I could not imagine.
It's crazy, isn't it? And I think like moving out here makes the world a difference, because you could be doing the same thing back home and you would still have that scarcity mindset.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to grow.
No.
You'll get complacent as well. You kind of be like, okay, I'm comfortable here, I'll stay here.
Exactly.
Being here, being surrounded by so many people, hearing what people are making, seeing how big businesses are, you're like, fuck, I'm so far behind. I got to catch up. And that's what I love and don't like about Dubai. So obviously the loving part is there's so much people around you, you're so motivated, you're so into work. But then sometimes what I don't like about it is that like
it's the opposite. You can't switch off.
You can't switch off.
Yeah, that's literally one thing I always say about Dubai. Like it's so fast paced and moves so quickly. You either run with it or you get left behind.
Yeah.
Like you have to always be ahead of the game, and it's a really, really good place to be. Like when you know you're your age, my age, that sort of thing, where we can't just focus on our businesses and the side hustle or fucking main hustle. But like that sort of hustle mentality, this is the best place to be for that, because like you said, at home you wouldn't even feel that pressure. You would make, you're
comfortable, you're in your
100%
parents' house still.
Yeah.
People don't move out till they're 25, 26.
Literally.
Like even now it's like you have responsibilities. Like I don't have the option not to work.
Yeah.
Like number one, I provide for myself. So that's it. And then obviously the next thing is obviously trying to find relationships and stuff like that.
How's that going? How's dating in Dubai?
Terrible. terrible. To be fair though, I don't even bother really trying. And the reason being is just because obviously I was younger than 21, so I wasn't really going out. I was just so focused on growing that business. And to be honest with you, coming from that toxic relationship I touched on earlier, I was fucked for so long.
Yeah.
I just couldn't bring myself to trying to date girls or even really go near girls because I was just so insecure, unconfident. I was in the right mindset. So for me, it was just, right, I need to just focus on the business. And to be fair, that's been the best decision I've ever made, because now that's where I got to that point. But now obviously I'm at a point where it's kind of like, okay, everything's really good, making really good money, having more time to myself as well. It's kind of like, oh, maybe I'll kind of maybe try and meet someone and stuff like that.
See who's around.
Yeah, but the stories I've heard from people as well is like, it just turns me off. Like again, like we're in Dubai, so there's always that bigger fish as well. So it's hard because you're always comparing yourself too. So like, for example, if I have a PB month, I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. But then I'm like, well, this is just...
This person made like 40 times the same amount on it.
Even driving into places, you see someone in a Ferrari and a Bugatti, you're just like, oh my God, I'm nowhere near where I need to be. So for me, even at the moment, it's kind of like, if something comes along, it comes along, maybe. But I'm just focused on the business and kind of enjoying myself rather than...
100%, and that's what you need. You know what I mean? Like, if it wasn't for like you coming out of that relationship, you probably, like, you wouldn't have ever came here.
No.
You know, at the time, it would have held you back in that sense, and you essentially needed this time to sort of like, right, okay, head down, fully in business. Like,
it was horrible, and like I literally hit rock bottom with everything. Shit job, came out of a relationship, because obviously I left a relationship. It was my first girlfriend. I was in love, and it was hard coming out of that.
Yeah.
And even looking back now, it's like I didn't want to leave, but I knew the right decision was to leave. And I am grateful for that, because the way I felt after that, it did make me switch.
Yeah.
To now going, right, I need to make a life for myself, and I need to work on myself. Stop like trying to take care of others or worry about others. Like, it's yourself is number one now. And even now, I'm like, I'm always gonna be number one.
Yeah.
What I have to do, and if someone comes along, and they'll have to realize that I'm number one, and my business, everything I do comes first.
And that's not a bad way to be. You know, a lot of people would be like, that's selfish, but no, like, you cannot invest fully as a person or into a relationship until you actually know what you've got going for yourself or who you are. So
that was a big thing for me as well. It was that, again, I was insecure about maybe not making as much money or whatever it might have been. So I didn't like myself first. So obviously now I feel like I'm in great shape. I run a great business. I live in Dubai. I'm so young. Now I have that confidence in being like, okay, like I've got a lot going.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, okay, I know what my worth is. Now I can kind of look at someone else. But when you're in a relationship and you're kind of both trying to grow as people, obviously when I was in my relationship, we were both very young. So we were both trying to grow. Like, if you don't work on yourself first, you're not going to be able to be in a relationship.
100%. And what do you think, like, coming out of that relationship, how did it change you or your mentality?
Well, I'd say it changed me going from just going to relationships altogether. It took me ages, like a year. Even, to be honest, took me to like last year to kind of get that confidence back and kind of be relaxed and be comfortable again around women. Like, it was after coming out of that relationship, as I said, I was just so down. I wasn't confident. I was uncomfortable. It kind of shaped the way I was. Like, most lads were going out or getting with girls and stuff like that, where I was the opposite. I was like, I can't do that. Like, I actually don't want to go near anyone. So I'd say a big thing for me, it held me back for a while of finding someone again.
But I don't look at it like that.
But that's why I don't look at it like that anymore. Now I look back and I'm like, I'm actually grateful for that relationship. I learned a lot. And now I'm at a different point where I'm kind of back to myself again. So that's what I'm saying. Even in the last year, I found myself again. Yeah. Where after that, I didn't know what I was doing, unconfident. Like, it was just a horrible feeling. And to be honest with you, I didn't realize I still felt like that until I got myself back to being like, okay, and I'm myself again. Now when I look back, I was like, holy shit, I was such a different person.
Yeah.
Even the way I was talking to girls, trying to go out on dates and stuff like that, it just, something didn't feel right. And it was because it wasn't me.
Yeah, of course, 100%. And that's the thing. Like, you could have went down the other avenue and, you know, went out, got loaded to girls and whatever, like you said, like, opened yourself to maybe jumping into another relationship. But that relationship would have came crashing down.
Yeah.
Instantly, because one, it would have essentially been a rebound, whether you knew it at the time or not. Do you know?
You don't think so at the time, but it was.
Yeah, exactly. At the time, you would have been like, no, I'm in love with this one. And then, like, you're still bringing in the same baggage that you didn't essentially work through from your previous relationship just because you were hurt, you know?
Yeah, 100%. So, like, I've obviously had one or two girls that was kind of in like a situationship with and stuff like that.
We love a good situationship.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I keep finding crazy ones, so I don't know what's going on there.
Are you sure they're the crazy one?
Oh, 100%.
I've been waiting to have a man on to talk about this. What do you think makes them crazy?
I don't know. I think it's just in your DNA.
Your DNA? Are you saying I'm crazy?
You probably are, yeah. Would you be a little bit?
No, I'm chill. I used to be fucking psychotic.
I'd say you are psychotic a bit still.
No, I'm very, very chill now. Very chill. I just don't care. I'm laid back in that sense. But yeah, I was in a very toxic relationship before that, and I was a psycho.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like in the first relationship, when I say that they were toxic, it was mostly, it was all their fault. I don't care. It was their fault. But obviously, I didn't help with being argumentative and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like right now, like you can kind of turn and say, right, I'm gonna get away from this. Back then, I wasn't. It was like, right, I'm firing back. So I was never helping the situation.
Yeah.
Put it that way. But no, I've met one or two nice girls, and then I've just met a few crazy ones. I'm guessing it's just is what it is. Some are crazy, some aren't.
You attract what you put out there, you know?
Yeah, it must be, yeah.
Yeah.
Can we switch that up, can't we?
You know what that means?
Yeah, I know, but sometimes crazy is a bit exciting though, isn't it?
100%. Like toxicity, like this is why people end up in toxic relationships though. It's because that's what brings the passion, it brings excitement, you know what I mean? Like stable relationships seem boring to most people.
Yeah, like when
You need chaos.
a girl has a bit of chaos where they're like, no, you're with me and that's it.
Yeah.
They're a bit crazy about you, you're kind of like, oh.
But this is the thing, like you're like, oh, she's a fucking psycho, but then you love it. You're
Yeah.
running back for more, like.
I know, yeah. And
What's the next thing she's gonna do?
No, I know, but then it gets to a point where it's like, okay, hold on now a second, this is way too over the top, so I'm out.
Yeah, 100%. Like you reach a point where, like, it just gets boring at that stage. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like constant, more arguments than anything else.
Yeah, I'd say it gets boring, or you just kind of turn around and go, you finally realize who they are, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah. It's not as exciting as I thought it was.
You're kind of like, no, this is actually horrible. I need to get out of this. But that's the thing. That's why a lot of people will get into, as you said, toxic relationships, because obviously at the start, that little honeymoon phase.
Oh, see when it's good. It's so
When it's good, it's really good. And then you realize a few months down the line, you're like, what the fuck have I just done?
when it's bad, it's also really bad.
Yeah. But no, like, I had one girl that was very nice. Like, afterwards, there was no bad blood. Everything was all good. But then the rest of them just seemed to want to tell everyone how bad I was. So.
Okay, I'm gonna ask around. It's all updated.
Nah, but it's mad. Like, it's a bit unfair though. Like sometimes when, like for example, that first relationship I came out of, obviously I hid away and I started working on myself. I started working, but of course the rest of the friend groups in the towns knew something different. They wanted to get their point across and say how bad I was. When I just turned around, I didn't really even say it. And I didn't really say how bad she was. I was kind of like, yeah, this is what happened. Like, I don't really care. Like, we just couldn't be together anymore.
But look, one thing I always say, that's like the person that stays silent after the breakup is usually the one that has the true story. Do you know what I mean? Like there's always two sides. There's three sides to every story. Like every relationship ending, there's yours, there's hers, and there's yours together.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like the both of yous. And that's the thing. Like if she's going around screaming about how big of a dick you were and blah, 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 and you're staying quiet and not saying much on her, nah.
Yeah, it's like, who do you believe?
Yeah, take everything with a pinch of salt.
Exactly. But that's why I say now, like, I can see where I was a bit of a dick and as I was a bit argumentative and stuff like that. Like, I can see where I was, but then again, trying to get it out of her was just like, nah, you're so wrong, I'm not wrong. I was like,
no, 100%. But like, no matter what relationship you're in, like, one person can take over a majority of the problems, but you're going to start reacting to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's being accountable too. Like, nobody's perfect in any relationship, but like you arguing, why are you arguing? Do you know what I mean? Like, where's the argument coming from? That side of things. Like, you're going to react to something. You wouldn't be arguing for no reason.
As I was saying to you earlier on, it was kind of like, no matter what I did, it seemed to be an argument. Nothing was ever good enough. So when you have someone kind of being negative towards you and just...
You take on that energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And at the time as well, I wasn't in a good spot. Like, I was very bad in school. Like, it was hard to get me to school, one. And two, I was a little shit. Like I say, like there was only like 2 or 3 teachers I can look back on and said like they actually tried to help me. The rest of them fucking hated me.
Yeah.
Like hated me. Like I was a little shit. I was lad in the back of class just causing fucking nonsense. Like chaos. And it was just because I just like with stuff going on at home, I just couldn't. I wasn't me. Like I was just a bit fucked up. Like I just couldn't be normal, if that makes sense. But it was normal. And
You're not normal, Joe.
I'm not normal, yeah, I know that, yeah. But I'm a bit more mature now, at least.
Yeah, but that's exactly it. That's what I was going to say. Do you know what I mean? Like, in school, you did all that, but you still came out the other end. Like,
Oh yeah, so I'd say most of the teachers were thinking, this lad's fucked.
yeah,
He's not going anywhere.
100%. Like, that's the thing. And you went and fucking proved them wrong. Do you know what I mean?
I'm 21, living in Dubai, making money.
Exactly. Like, you have a whole ass company, a whole business, and you're living a lifestyle that you actually want to live.
Yeah, it's actually funny. In school, I did business as a course. Now, God bless my teacher. She was terrible. She was terrible. I didn't help, of course.
Can we actually talk about that though? How half the teachers in school are actually shit at their job and we're expected to listen to them?
We were just like, I don't care. I love Andrew Tate. Like, I don't agree with everything he says, but it's so true. Like, for example, I'm getting top business from someone who
Doesn't have a business.
have a business. They're just there to teach you. Like, so it's not real world stuff. Again, they're going in to just do their job. They're just like, right, I just need to go in here. I need to teach the kids. Now, some of them might have a passion for it, but at the end of the day, you're there to teach a curriculum. Like, they don't have any personality to it either.
No, it's textbook.
Exactly, but they can find a way to kind of make teaching enjoyable. Like, I had some teachers who were amazing. They're like, right, listen, you get your work done, go on your phone. I was like, fucking great. yeah, got my work done within a half an hour, went on my phone for the rest of it. But it was like, that gave me the ambition to actually work, where you had teachers who you just hated and you're just like, oh, I just
100%. Like, but this is the thing. Like, in school, everybody's painted with the same brush. Do you know what I mean? You're expected to be good at maths, English, science. If you're good at arts, you're irrelevant. Like, what are you going to do at that? If you're good at sports, same thing. Like,
But that's with the sports. Like, I really wanted to get into personal training, sports. Like, I was always sporty when I was younger. I was playing a high level football in Ireland. So I was like, right, I was getting interested in fitness as well. I was like, right, this is what I want to do. And then I remember going to the guidance counsellor. And I was like, yeah, I want to do this. And they were like, okay. Well, first of all, you'll have to get the points for it, because they were looking at like my history of like obviously grades.
bad behaviour.
Yeah, and I was, well, like for example with my mocks and stuff like that, when I was doing a junior cert, like I was doing higher English and I didn't even write it on the paper. Like, I was bad.
Yeah.
I was bad. So they were looking at that being like, right, okay, well, like realistically you need to get this, or like you're not going to get that. And then secondly, they're like, there's no money in it.
Yeah.
So I was like,
But this is exactly.
turn me off it.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I spoke about this beforehand, like school is so toxic for that. Unless like I kept being pushed and pushed to go to university. I never wanted to go to uni. It was never in my plan for me. Like, and I ended up applying. I was literally this close to going. I had my apartment. I was moving to England for an apartment sorted. I had like my flights and everything booked to move over there. Not because I wanted to, but because I felt the pressure from school, from my parents and stuff like that. And because everybody, like, I told everybody I wanted to do something with sports. Not even sports, but like the gym, that sort of environment.
That's what you enjoy.
Yeah, I done my like level 2 PT when I was in school because it's just something I was interested in. And everybody told me I was going to fail. Everybody, they're like, that's stupid, there's no money in it.
I don't think I had one person who was positive towards it,
No.
except for my mum. My mum was positive towards everything.
Respect your mum.
Yeah.
No, 100. That's the thing. Like, I got that so much, and I was literally gonna go through with everything, go through uni, and do something I didn't actually feel passionate about or want to do. And now I'm running my own business. I have girls working for me. I'm doing something I actually fucking love.
Yeah.
I live out here.
The whole point of it, that's what you should be doing. Like you see this now as well. It's like, how can you live doing something you don't want to do? You're not living. Like, yeah, like, don't get us wrong, like, we work probably fucking morning to night. Like, we work a lot and it's hard, but again, when you're building something,
It's different.
it's completely different. Where you could be at home working 9 to 5. Like, I'm so grateful that I didn't get my apprenticeship. Like, I went and I was working on site for the first, I was like doing it for like 2 or 3 weeks, and oh my god, I was like, this is not for, I am terrible at this. Like, this is not for me. Like, trying to cut wires and pull wires, I was like, this is hard. Like, I can't believe this is gonna be the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, fortunately, it fell through and I wasn't able to do it. And that's when I got into the other job, which was fucking worse. Working 3 till 4 a.m, doing late bars and stuff like that. Like, absolutely horrible. But, like, if you're not doing something that you enjoy, you're just going to get stuck.
That's the thing. And, like, don't get me wrong, a lot of people are content in their 9 to 5s. And that's completely fine. Like, if that's generally what you're passionate about, what you want to do, you do you. Do you know what I mean? But for me, like, I know I don't belong in an office, even though I basically work in an office now. But like you said, I'm actually building something for myself. I'm building on something that I want to build, and nobody can take that away from me. Like, if something goes wrong, it falls back on me. And same goes obviously for you as well. Like, yeah, realistically,
So much responsibility.
yeah. And I stepped away from my 9 to 5 or whatever it was to work around my own hours. We work more hours than any average person when you own.
And no one sees that. Like, obviously everyone sees the good stuff when you post on Instagram or you, whatever it may be, but no one actually sees like how much you are working. But even to go back on that, like, how many people just do not support you is crazy, and how much people either want to see you fail or just think you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
Like when I was like, I only had a few close friends who were just like, just go try it. Like if worst comes to worst, you come home, it's not a big deal. But something else that drove me was I knew there was people who did not want to see me do well,
Yeah.
and that really like just drove me to wanting to do better. And now I can sit here and just laugh in their face and just go, here, fuck you. Honestly, I'm so happy. I hope you're seeing this podcast.
We're gonna make sure to make this a clip.
Yeah.
All of you. But I was I was the exact same whenever it came to that side of things. Like nobody supported me being a PT. Literally nobody. Like when I told my parents, they were like, basically no, I manipulated them, right? I told them I'm taking a gap year. I'm gonna try PT and then I'll go to uni. That's what I told everybody, and it was never gonna be a gap year. Like I was never gonna go. I was just gonna try out PT and then it started working for me, and I started actually getting decent money. So that was fine. But see, everyone around me, I didn't get like a, oh, well done, like you actually did what you wanted to do. Nothing. Then when I told people I'm leaving the gym to go online, it was like, what the fuck? What do you mean? What, you're leaving your job? I'm like, no, I'm taking my job to my fucking bedroom. Like,
No one understands. That's the problem. Like even as I said, my parents still don't really get it.
yeah.
They don't understand how you make money. Like they don't get it, and that's fair enough. Like you can explain to them as much as you can, but as I said, I had a few friends who were very supportive. I'm very thankful to them. But the amount of people who just kind of turned against you and was laughed at you, and even the way that makes you feel at the time, you're kind of like, oh.
Because naturally when you're starting something, like with your own business, you always want more. So especially when you're starting off, it's fucking scary. Like it's a massive risk to take, especially like you moved out here, yeah? What if it didn't work out? Like all of that is going to be running through your head. Like
For me, it was issue. I was actually saying to Troy, because me and Troy lived together when we first moved out here. I said I cannot go home.
yeah.
Okay, I am not walking back home, and people
Doing the walk of shame.
yeah, and go, hard luck, man. Honestly, you tried. Fair play to you for trying. But I was like, there's not a chance I can do that. But obviously now it's the complete opposite. I come home business class and wear nice clothes and treating my family and stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%. And this is,
So glad I didn't give it up.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's been times where you're kind of like, I don't know if it's going to work. I've had some months where you're like, book,
Yeah.
everything's going to go wrong. But we just keep
that was me like a few months ago. I was like this close to booking a flight home.
Yeah, but even I was stuck as well. I was kind of getting stuck in a rut. I was like struggling to get up out of bed and stuff like that. I was like, what is going on? Like something just wasn't right. And I was just kind of like, I lost that little bit of a drive. And now getting back into this month, I've got it back again. Like
Yeah.
I'm up early, I'm going to the gym, I'm working all day, every day, and I'm just enjoying it again. Because sometimes you do get stuck. And I always like to talk about like a reward system. It's good to reward yourself for doing hard work, because then it pushes you to do more. Like for example, I've obviously made a lot of money, but I've spent a lot of money as
Yeah, of
but I don't regret it.
100%. And that's one thing I say. Like, like you are working to fund your lifestyle at the minute. You know what I mean? You don't have a family. You don't have a partner. Like you can actually just go enjoy it. Yes, secure yourself for the future if something happens or whatever. But
It's so hard to do that though.
yeah, in Dubai, it's fucking ridiculous. Like
Even when you go out, like it's
and you don't even go out.
money. Yeah, I don't even go out. But like for example, obviously, like I don't even cook at home anymore. I have a maid come in do everything. I don't.
Okay, I know you're just fucking lazy
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, no, and I'm not lazy, but that's just the lifestyle I have now. It's just like I don't want to do that stuff, so I go to a cafe, get cups of coffees, I eat there. It's just so much easier, and I enjoy that, and it allows me to work more.
Isn't the mental how that's so normal here and like everything's so convenient?
Yeah, I was having that conversation the other day though as well. It's like my lifestyle is so absurd, it's crazy.
That, like if you told somebody back home like you had a maid, which is a normal thing here, and it's so cheap to fucking have one.
Slagged all the time. Because obviously I still talk to people from home. They're like, why do you have a maid in your house? And I was like, well, I'm not cleaning the house. Like,
No, 100%. It's like people that have families, like it's so normal to have a live-in nanny here, and they're like, oh my god, like that's so bougie. I'm like, it's fucking great. Like this is all I want for my life. Like, yeah, raise my wee ones, be there, but I also want somebody that's just gonna make my fucking life easy.
easier. Exactly. That's why I do it. It just makes my life easier.
Yeah.
But like even I was having this conversation. I was just like even thinking back. It was like, especially when I was in Ireland. It's like I was like, oh, do I buy a cup of coffee? Like, can I afford a cup of coffee or whatever? And now I'm just sitting there in the shops drinking 3 a day and just not
And they're like a fucking €10 each.
€10. So like it's just crazy. And like even before I said to you, I was like, oh, I'm always nervous going to podcast because do I have anything to talk about? But like, because you get that imposter syndrome, and now I kind of have to reflect back and go, holy shit, how far you've come is crazy. Like I remember when I first moved here, obviously it was a struggle because I was only getting the business up and going, so it was like I was struggling to get like haircuts and stuff like that. I was like, and it was because as well you're new to providing for yourself, so you're like it's learning about how to control money, how to budget, where can you spend money, where can't you spend money. So that was a whole learning curve as well. So like it was kind of like you had to get your own shopping. There was like so much things that
You had to grow up very quickly.
grew up so quick, and that was a big thing for me. So I feel like that I did grow up pretty quick with what happened when I was a teenager and stuff like that, with family, stuff like that. I had to grow up a bit quicker. So like I was kind of ready to get out. Like I remember a big thing for me as well, like one of my close aunties said to me, she was like, you either stay here and get stuck in this place, or you just get out. And that's always stuck with me, and I did. I got out.
Yeah.
And then thank God I got out, because I couldn't even imagine being home now and being stuck just in that small town mindset, and just I don't even know what I'd be doing right now. Probably drinking drugs.
Yeah, of course. But that's the thing, like, because that's what you would fall into, because that is the normal.
That's the norm, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's so normal in terms of that. And like, I always talk about this because there's nothing else to do. People aren't driven. People don't want to run businesses. Nobody wants to help anybody else. Everybody's just stuck in that mentality of like, okay, so we leave school, we go to uni, we get a job, we get married to whoever. It doesn't fucking matter if we like them or not. Do you know what I mean?
Work Monday to Friday, Saturday spend on the...
You're at the pub, yeah.
Because that's what it is, and it's like, and everyone's like, no, it's fine, like, it's good, it's great crack and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, going out, it's great. But it's when you get...
Have a life outside of that, do you know what I mean?
You get stuck. Like when you're working Monday to Friday for a shit wage and living for the weekend,
Yeah.
that's when you know something's wrong.
100%, I couldn't agree more with that. And that's what most people do. They grind, I wouldn't even say grind, they go to work Monday to Friday because they have to show up to just take the piss at the weekend. And they're like, every Monday, it's like, oh, I can't wait for the fucking weekend. No, like, you should be buzzing for Monday. You should be buzzing for getting up for whatever it is that you're doing every single day, you know?
That's why fitness is a big thing as well, because it helps you obviously get into good shape, you feel better about yourself, and you kind of get into a routine, you get more energy. Like it's energy is a big thing. So it's like you're going out every weekend, then you're fucking hung up
Dying Monday, Tuesday.
Monday, Tuesday, then it gets Wednesday, and you're a bit more up out of it, and then next minute you're like, oh, it's nearly Friday.
Yeah.
So it's just like
Time to go again.
yeah, time to go again. It's like, don't get me wrong, when I go home, I use going home to Ireland as a switch off. It's like, okay, I go home, I see the lads again, I see family again. This is where I just switch off and kind of can be normal again. And I do go out a lot. But it's like, as bad as it is to say...
It's a holiday for you.
Yeah, it's a holiday. But when I went home, I was living their normal life.
Yeah.
Like, they were going gambling, drinking.
Their routine didn't change. You just joined them.
I just joined in. I was like, this is great crack.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. Like, I love this. And even I remember saying to one of my best mates, he was just like, this is our life. And I was like...
I don't love it that much.
Yeah, I don't love that much. I was like, obviously, I wouldn't judge them at all. Like, I loved them, but it was like, fuck this is not for me.
Yeah, no.
Like, I was like, how the fuck do people do this? Like, gambling's a big thing as well. Like, even people my age at home, they just lose fucking everything to gamble.
But they get one win. It's that addictiveness, isn't it? It's like one high for...
Like, think about it. If you win €1,000 on the fucking slots, that's you sorted for a weekend, a really good weekend.
A weekend.
That's the way to look at it, though.
Yeah.
Get the money in, right, this is what I can pay for. I can go out and get a drink.
Literally.
It's just crazy. Like,
Sad, like, isn't it, whenever you think back? But like with yourself, say, you know, you didn't have sort of the teenage years that you had growing up, that sort of relationship that set you back, and like even meeting Troy and stuff like that, like for all of that, like, I don't know, I was going to say meeting Troy, do you regret any of that? I mean, like, your years and stuff.
That's a good thing to say, because I don't regret it at all. As much as I look back and say it was such a shit time, but if I didn't have that, it wouldn't be me.
Everything happens for a reason.
It happens for a reason, so no, I'm not going to sit there and say I regret it. I look back and reflect on it and say, yeah, it was a horrible situation, and it does upset me when I look back at it, but everything happens for a reason. So that's how I've got to this point. Like, you can probably say as well, for my age, I'm pretty mature.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, this is the thing, you have come so far. Like, most 21-year-olds don't think the way you think. Do you know what I mean? Like,
with everything, when it comes to everything.
Exactly. Like, even with your business and that's how you're looking like, okay, I'm trying to scale here, I want a videographer here, like, I want my business to be here, I'm helping other coaches.
Yeah.
Even anybody that was in your shoes, they'd just be like, I just take videos.
Yeah.
Do you know what, like, that's it. And like, look forward to going out of the way, and that's fine. Do you know what I mean? You're still very young, like, you need to go out.
Yeah, like, no,
Surf on a Friday.
Yeah, we're going to Marbella now for I'm going to go for a good bit of the summer. I've planned a month, but I might stay for a bit longer. But my plan is obviously work a lot, but I do need to start getting out a bit more.
100%. You need that healthy balance.
I locked myself away, and I looked at that stuff as such a bad energy and such a negative thoughts. It's like, no, you can't go out. No, it's horrible. Because what I did at the start before I had the business was I had to build that mindset of just being like, work. Like, I didn't go out. Like, even before I left, like, the lads were trying to get me out all the time. I went out once. It was great crack. It was great. I was glad I went out. But I was still in that mindset of where if I go out, it's bad.
Yeah.
When it shouldn't really be like that. It's only, again, as we said, it's only bad if you start doing it every weekend or it starts affecting work.
100%.
That's when you need to look at it and go, okay, hold on. But for an example, this month's been a great month. I'm looking forward to going to Marbella. I'm going to work really hard. And if I do have a bit of spare time, yeah, go out and enjoy your time, enjoy yourself. Like,
One thing like you need is downtime. Like even when it comes, you can't run an efficient business if you're running on empty as well.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And downtime can be anything. You know, go to a gym or go out with your friends or fucking chill on the sofa.
the thing I've learned recently though is probably this year is like I don't rush back to messages. Now don't get me wrong, I'm still quicker replying, but like if there's messages at 8 or 9 o'clock and I'm like absolutely fucked and tired, I'm like, right now, like,
Yeah.
if it's something that's not really really important, where before I could never switch off, I couldn't enjoy time with people because I just didn't have that switch off. So I'm glad now that I've got a bit like, right, okay, I can take a break and I can enjoy myself a little, because beforehand, as I said, I wasn't really doing it. Like I wasn't even going to any beach clubs. I wasn't really enjoying things. Like I wasn't doing it. But now I'm a lot more like, okay, I can actually go see Dubai and enjoy Dubai.
I know, that's the main thing. When you live here, you don't see Dubai.
No.
Like if you came here on a week's holiday, you would see fucking everything.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I haven't even been in the Burj.
Have you not?
No, okay, you actually with your parents, yeah. You took your parents. Please tell me you went with your family.
No, I didn't bring them up there because it was gonna be shit. Oh, I can't really say that, can I?
Oh yeah, because of the fountains. Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, I'm gonna go when my parents come.
Oh yeah, it will be good, but I just didn't think when you're at the top of it, it wasn't gonna be great because one, the fountains aren't there, and then there's nothing really much else to see. But we did like the likes of the water park. We did loads. Top Golf water park. We spent a fortune. I'm very grateful as well that I'm in a position where I was able to bring my
Yeah.
sister and my mum out, because I flew them out, like, so it was a really nice week. I'm so glad I did it.
Things like that is what actually,
Drives you more.
yeah, 110%. You know what I mean? Like you can buy yourself whatever it is that you want, but seeing like other people around you like that wouldn't, like if say for example it wasn't for you, they probably wouldn't have that opportunity.
Yeah. Oh no, sure. Why? How in the hell would I come to Dubai? Like, unfortunately, there's not in a position where my mum unfortunately doesn't work.
Yeah.
So she's whatever, getting a little bit of money from somewhere, the dole or whatever it's called. I'm not sure what even it's called. And then my sister doesn't have the greatest job in the world, so like she was never going to be able to, like, and she has a family, like she's 2 kids and stuff like that, so they can't just come up and go to Dubai like that. So like it's just mad how I've been able to help them and get them to see it. Like my mum was never so happy just to get out to Dubai, and now that I've done it, I'm so glad I flew her out and
I love that.
she got to see it.
Love that. Very proud of you, Joe.
I appreciate
Come a long way.
it. Yeah, I know, yeah.
But I'm gonna wrap this up here, but thank you so much for coming on. This was actually a very, very good.
You think so, yeah?
Yeah.
Glad, I'm good.
Very, very good. So
It
thank.
went by quick now, actually, didn't it?
Huh?
It went by quick now, didn't it?
Yeah, over an hour.
Is it? Fuck. Sorry, I blabbered on a lot.
Thank you for coming on. Of course, it was lovely to have you, and yeah, enjoy Marbs.
Appreciate it, and hopefully I'll be on it again.
Of course, we'll see you back in October or something.
Yeah.
Fuck knows when we're all coming back. But thank you everybody for listening, and I'll see you next Wednesday.